to y'all. What y'all doing today, baby? Allons manger.
From the bayou to the big stage, talking LSU Tigers, the Saints and those Cowboys. It's loud, it's Cajun, it's football season year-round with Coach and Red. This is Boudin and Crackling Sports Talk.
Welcome back to Boudin and Crackling Sports, baby. Hey, it's time. It's time we've been waiting for years. World Cup, baby. World Cup. What you think about it, Red?
Coach, we're going to have United States soccer. If we make it through the...
We're going to have United States. We've been having United States soccer.
If we make it through the round of 16, it's going to be a success.
You know what they say about if it fits? We'd all be drunk. I'm just saying that's. Hey, listen. So
I definitely don't think the United States is going to win it.
Oh, I don't. Wait, we went all the way to winning it. We went all the way to winning it.
Make it to the round of 16.
We make it to the quarterfinals. It's great.
Right.
We make it to the 16. It's awesome. I think the furthest we ever been was quarterfinals, ain't it?
Right.
So look. Have you? First of all, first game Friday. First game, the United States plays Paraguay.
I believe so.
Paraguay on Friday. All right, I think it's like 8 o'clock. All right, so it's a nighttime game, Paraguay. Here's the thing. In the United States group, all right, you know, they got all these teams that you're in the little groups, and if you place in the top two, you get to move on and all that kind of stuff. In the United States, if you take the FIFA rankings right now, United States is ranked second in their group. All right, United States right now is ranked 16 in the world by going by FIFA rankings. All right, they got to play Paraguay, that's ranked like number 712, and then they got to play Australia, that's not too far behind the United States, and they got to play Turkey. I'm not talking about the gobbly turkeys. All right, I'm talking about the country of Turkey. They apparently pretty good.
Yes.
They ranked in the top 8. All right, but that's who we got to play. We got to play them in that order. I'm going to tell you what scares me a little bit, Red, is we start off with Paraguay, who's not very good.
Mm-hmm.
That's the correct schedule, right? Paraguay on Friday. It was right there.
Yeah, 8 o'clock.
And you clicked on it. At SoFi? By the way, how come all 3 of the U.S. games on the West Coast? Seriously. What's up with that? I mean, if we're gonna host it, you should have had one on the East Coast, one on the West Coast, and one somewhere in the middle. Dallas, Kansas City, somewhere like that. You know, listen, let's think about who's big in soccer in the United States. Miami, right? Kansas City, Sporting KC, Seattle Sounders.
Chicago.
Chicago. So to me, that's where the game should have been. Let's look at where soccer is really big on our professional levels. All right, that's why we should have hosted these. But what scares me is we go into the Paraguay game, a team that we should beat by numbers. Now listen, when it comes to soccer, who knows? I mean, sometimes 1-1 is winning.
Right.
I don't know how that is. By the way, did you watch that last friendly, the U.S. versus Germany?
Yeah, lost.
We lost, but I tell you what, we gave them some, bruh. We gave them some 2-1. That's a 2-1 a loss. That was a win.
Okay.
Something like that. I mean, come on, Germany. Germany is a perennial powerhouse, world powerhouse in soccer. All right, now
Not very good at winning wars, but
red. I like that one, Red. They what's their record in wars? In world wars?
0-2.
0-2. Hey, you know what? When you over, at least you consistent.
Right.
They're 0.
Yeah,
They're 0-2. That's their name. Their last name is 2. All right. But anyhow, look. So you start off with Paraguay, and then if you end up the third game, they play like one game every week. All right. The last game is Turkey. That's supposed to be the hard game. Theoretically, that's supposed to be the best team we play. I'm going to tell you why I don't like that. What happens in soccer when you start accruing those yellow cards?
Start getting suspended.
You start getting suspended. All right.
Two yellow cards turn into a red card.
2 yellow cards turn into a red card. 2 yellow cards means you're ejected for the rest of that game
and the next
game. Same thing with the red card. All right, you're ejected for the rest of that game and the next game. Most people make it through the first game because at worst, most of them may get 1 yellow card, right? A lot of times, some of those players will pick up that second yellow card in the second game.
Yeah.
Which means which game they got to miss?
The bigger game.
The biggest game. I don't like that. And you know what? Not only do I not like it for the U.S., I don't like it for Turkey. I don't like it for either team. If that is the game that theoretically, now this is all on paper. You know what you can do with a paper score. You can ball it up and throw it in the trash. But theoretically, that's supposed to be the game that will decide that division, that 4. All right?
The group.
The group. All right? That's the word I was looking for. To me, I don't like it being the third game. I don't want it to be the first game. Everybody's coming in. I think the second game would be the place. Every group, teams are seeded 1 through 4. Mm-hmm. To me, the 1 versus 2 game should be the second game. That's just the way I see it. You know, I don't know. I'm sure there's a different reason for it. I'm sure they're trying to build up the suspense. Yeah. That way, in every group, the best game is the last game.
Make that money.
Yeah, I get that. To me,
that's probably why it's also at SoFi.
That's the first game.
They got that money.
Oh, SoFi got money. Ain't no doubt. Ain't no doubt about that. So what do you think is gonna have to happen? Let's talk about it. Obviously, Pulisic is the man everybody knows, right? Everybody's. Well, no. If you heard of soccer around here, you've heard about it, right? Christian Pulisic. He's kind of the next big thing in soccer. All right. He's going to me, this is his worldwide coming out party.
Okay.
Now, has he been playing across the pond and all that? Yes, he has. But there is no bigger spotlight in sports. Understand what I just said. There is no bigger spotlight in sports across the world, not just the United States, than in the World Cup, right? You show out in the World Cup, you can be a legend forever, right?
Yes.
I mean, that's just the way it is. I mean, or you can be like the Colombian back in the 80s who didn't make it home. We're not going to go deep into that, but, you know, he had an own goal. I think his last name was Escobar. They was in blue and white. I think it was in blue and white. He had an own goal. I think it was against the United States.
I believe so.
I believe that might have been the time that we made it to the quarterfinals. I may be completely wrong on that, but he had an own goal at cost Colombia the World Cup. Well, I ain't gonna say it cost them a game in the World Cup, kept them from advancing. And let's just say when he flew back to Colombia, he wasn't allowed to embark off the plane. Is that a correct way of saying it?
Yeah.
They didn't really want him back. Let's just say it that way. That's how important it is to some of the rest of the world. I'm gonna tell you what, from watching the warm-up game, the last one especially with Germany, Weston McKennie and Gio Reyna have got to be big. They have got to be big in the midfield. When it's all said and done, your strikers are your strikers. They're your scorers, right? Your defenders are not the ones you're going to hear their names when they get scored on.
Well, one of the captains is Tyler Adams. He is a defensive player.
I'm not sitting here saying defensive players aren't important. That wasn't what. It's kind of like an offensive lineman in football. You really only hear their name when they mess up, right? When in soccer, when you're a defender and you leave your man unchecked and he gets a shot on goal or scores a goal, that's when we call your name. You're gonna hear Pulisic's name over and over because he's one of our main strikers, all right? But to me, the United States has to control the midfield, which means you have to contain or keep possession of the ball and make passes. It can't just be 1 or 2 passes and Turkey gets the ball and goes back the other way.
Right.
If that's what we turn into, we're a problem. Now, again, the friendly against Germany, I realize it's just a friendly, so teams are probably doing some things maybe a little bit different than what they would normally do, maybe even a different rotation, whatever the case may be. We looked good. We had some chances. The second half of the first period, we dominated. We looked good. We got shot after shot after shot on Germany. Couldn't put one of them in the goal. Couldn't close out, which that's part of soccer, all right? But we looked good. We looked good in possession of the ball. We looked like we could be a threat.
Right.
That's period. Now, to be fair, quality of competition makes a big difference.
Yes.
And who were we playing? It was Germany. But were they just kind of out there in practice mode, or they were really giving it World Cup effort? There's a big difference. Practice hero versus World Cup hero. Big difference. I mean, go ask Pele.
Right.
World Cup hero, you a hero for life. People know your name 40, 50 years later.
So we both agree, make it to the round of 16, good. Make it to the round of 8, great.
Absolutely. Listen, you want to know the truth? I believe in U.S. soccer. If we come out of group stage at the World Cup, not at CONCACAF, if we come out of group stage and get to play in the single elimination tournament, that's probably a win.
Okay.
That's probably a win for us. Matter of fact, you know what we did in the last World Cup? Nothing, because we didn't make it.
Right.
Think about that, folks. The United States did not make the last World Cup.
Why is that, in your opinion?
We weren't good enough.
Well, to me, soccer is our fourth sport in the country.
Well,
for men.
so that's the argument. That's the argument for years.
If we had LeBron James and Patrick Mahomes,
Well, I don't know how good LeBron James would be in soccer. He might be a good goalie. But the point Red's trying to say here is that in Brazil, Germany, England, Colombia, the best athletes play soccer. Here in the United States, your best athletes play football, basketball, track.
baseball.
I don't know if I'm going to say they're the best athletes. They're pretty good. I'm not trying to take anything away from them, but go look at a Major League roster. 3/4 of that is not American. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Is that a lot of that is not necessarily American anyhow when it comes to Major League Baseball. But I'm just saying, when we break down our country, yeah, I would say soccer is at least fourth in the pecking order of where the best athletes go to. So we're trying to, and I'm not trying to diss any of our soccer players. Lord have mercy, I'm a USA all the way, all right? But we're putting our C and D level athletes against the rest of the world's A level athletes. And that's a big difference. And to me, that's one of the main reasons we've fallen behind. I'll say this. If the United States can win a game in the playoff, in the single elimination tournament, I think it would be a big boost for soccer in this country. Not only to do it, but to do it in the United States would bring a lot of eyes to it. Let's be fair. In the last 20 years, soccer's grown.
Yes.
Right?
A lot.
Go look at your high schools. All right? Go look at Major League Soccer. All right? It's growing. Is it on the level of the NFL? No. Baseball? No. NBA? No. But it's growing. I would say right now it's hockey probably still ahead of it.
Right.
Hockey, I'll say
fifth, but it's a closer fifth.
It's gaining on hockey. I'll say that it's definitely gaining. It's gaining popularity in our country.
Yeah.
All right, and honestly, that may be because we're having more and more immigrants come into our country. That may be part of it also.
Also helps when the MLS teams are bringing in better European players.
Absolutely. When you bring in Messi down in down there, and what's the guy who bit the dude? That's Messi's teammate. He bit the dude from Venezuela, Colombia, whatever it was. I can't think of his name.
Yeah,
we kind of slow like that sometimes. But yeah, they called him the vampire or whatever because he bit him or whatever it was. Anyhow, Friday, would you say 8 o'clock?
Yes.
Friday, 8 o'clock, USA versus Paraguay.
So who do you think's gonna win?
USA.
Who do you think's gonna win the
USA.
World Cup? All right, or we can do it like this. Which continent do you think the winner from the World Cup is going to be from?
I feel very confident it's either going to be South America or Europe.
Or which one are you going to take? I'll take the opposite.
Heads I win, tails you lose. I don't know. I mean, let's be real. Where do the powers come from?
Right.
Europe and South America. I mean, that's Europe, France, Spain, Portugal, Brazil, Colombia, Venezuela. Those are your Germany. Those are your normal powers.
Portugal.
All right.
Yeah.
Those are your normal powers in soccer. I wouldn't be surprised to see those there again. It kind of is what it is. That's what's big in their country. So, this is what I got to say. Tune in.
Okay.
Tune in. Listen, hey, when it's all said and done, baby, it's right here. I'm trying to show you my USA. I'm what I'm talking about? It's USA. Payal, right there, baby. Uncle Sam. Are you kidding me? Listen, don't ever forget. You live in the best country in the world. We can fight and fuss, but when it comes down to it, right there, baby. Hey, Boudin and Wrangler Sports, baby.